actually really, really like that song. Who sings that song?
Somebody loves you, baby. Girl, I don't know.
Is that Patti LaBelle?
Girl, you be knowing everything.
know.
How do you know everything?
It's like a sixth sense. My breath can tell when it's raining.
Oh, cuz. You must be in for one.
Where did this come
Unicorn, bro. You're a freaking unicorn. You're a unicorn.
from? What? Usually I'm the one that's starting it off. I'm like, okay, this where we at?
Yep. So this is where we're going.
It's because I got my best friend vibes here.
Best friend.
You a real bad. Wait, I think our booty's growing. Wait,
You know it.
have you heard
better
Doja
know.
Cat's new album?
Doja Cat? You know, maybe. Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
just so y'all know, we're already recording.
is we?
No,
So people gonna know I listen to Doja? I love me some Doja Cat. I ain't
we
gonna
always
lie.
lead into it, like, just to casually start the podcast.
To start the flow moving.
So wait, this
You never
is gonna
know
get
when I'm starting it.
this is gonna get
edited.
edited out.
Nah.
Maybe.
Nah, we roll it with that.
They always do that.
Is that cool?
You know.
We here now.
You didn't say nothing
We
incriminating,
outside.
so.
We
Hey, we here now, so we just want to let y'all know. Welcome to yet again another episode of He Said, She Thinks. And I think this is going to be a fun episode. It's going to be exciting. We're going to get real, have some dope topics on the table to talk about. But as always, it's your guy, that guy, Rich IV. Follow me on the gram. And to my right, I have the...
Erica Miss Carter.
And then to my left...
This is your boy Simmons.
He back with that radio voice.
MMNC
Art LaBelle.
underscore the THE underscore CREATIVE creative. Holla at your boy.
Hey, you spelled it right that time. We had some
I'm
struggles.
not as intoxicated as
Yeah.
His,
Okay.
his glass is still full.
Oh,
Half full.
okay. So we're gonna see where this go later. And we have another guest with this week. No relation, but these girls are like sisters, even though they now have the same last name. You're welcome, Erica.
Oh, there is a relation.
I mean, not technically, but no,
in the spirit.
in the spirit.
Yeah.
You gotta talk, but we're gonna get there. But coming up, we'll allow her to introduce herself. She's similar to Josh. She has a lot of different things that she taps into, whether it be marketing or her passion for coffee, which is she's basically a legal drug dealer. So shout out to the one and only Brit Inspires. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey everyone. So yes, Brit Inspires. I am into inspiration. I'm into marketing. I do marketing and media buying for Facebook ads. But most importantly, I do coffee. I love coffee. I am a legal drug dealer.
She's
so-
a legal drug dealer. You guys know that
Got them
that.
coffee beans in
Hey,
the baggie.
you know, coffee.
Got it on deck.
It's
You feel me?
it's really a drug. Coffee and cocaine, I believe, are the same classification of drug in terms of like addiction. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, so don't quote me on that. But it's really close if it's not exactly
So
that.
if you need a kilo of that coffee bean,
I'm
you know who to
saying.
talk
Brit
to.
Inspires.
And it's legal.
She's got
you
all the
know,
beans.
You can have your beans.
Where do they subscribe at for the coffee?
If you want to cop some of the coffee, it's all inspiration. It's a subscription box too. It's at Inspiration Cups. Okay, at Inspiration Cups. So inspiration and then cups.
Sounds good.
Get a cup of inspiration.
And I think we should acknowledge that Brittany is my bestie. She's my best friend.
Did she pull up in the Tessie?
Beep, beep.
What,
Bestie
like
in
a Nissan
Altima?
Altima. I mean, it's clean.
Dang.
It's clean,
Hey,
though.
you follow Hoodville?
It's clean.
You know about
though.
Hoodville?
It
I
is.
think I know of it.
Hoodville be talking about all the girls that be in their Nissan Altimas.
What they doing in
Hey, they be out here bending the block.
Oh, that's an Altima. Shoot, I said a Sentra. I got an Altima. No wait.
So y'all gonna learn real quick
her
that
glasses.
her glass is full, but it's not the first glass. So
She never knows what kind of car she has.
as you know what I know, do what you want with that information. But we want to jump in this first and foremost. We're recording this on Sunday, August 15th, and it wouldn't be right if we didn't just shout out one of the GOATs on his B-Day to start this off.
Nipsey Hussle, the legend, the great.
I think that that's necessary, especially just because,
Mandatory.
man, me personally, I feel like Nipsey's impact was cut short because people started to understand what he was doing after he died. Granted, me personally, I was on Nipsey Hussle since the what was those mixtapes that he was dropping
Bullets
out?
Don't Have No Name.
Yeah, the Bullets Ain't Got No Names. Like I was on all of that stuff, and like he was in his bag.
He even at a like younger age, like he was in tune on where he needed to be going with his life, and he had a plan. A lot of times, like at an age, and with his background coming from the hood life or whatnot, for him to be as calculated from the jump, it's rare to see that from somebody that come from the streets the way he did. So he was a rare dude. Like it's
I
not
agree.
too many dudes that cut from that cloth, and then he was an inspiration to everybody. Now you can't go on social media without seeing like some type of Nipsey quote, and his moves is just like it speaks for itself. He was a stand-up dude, but it was unfortunate that he passed away early.
Yeah, that's where he get crazy.
He
with
was
that kind of stuff.
he left his mark. He's a legend.
For
You
sure.
know, his legacy and what he created in such a short time is going to live on forever.
What's your like favorite Nipsey, rather like either quote or moment or something like that? Does anybody have a favorite moment? Y'all want me to start so y'all can think?
The victory
Yeah.
slap.
That's bro. Are we on the same page then?
victory
So
slap.
I think it's dope. Granted, I am not a gang member. I do not condone violence and all that type of gang stuff. But it was dope to see that Nipsey Hussle was really living what he was rapping, because like he was getting disrespected by a dude. It wasn't it was the BT Awards or the Grammys?
I think it was the BET
BT Awards.
I'm not exactly
And some
sure.
dude like pressed him or told me he couldn't do something, and he didn't have the homies do it. He just reached back, bow.
Yeah, because dude was like he was being extra with it, and it was just like you invaded our space now, like, and he was trying to press them, and he just cocked back with this, and just let it fly, and just hit him with something hot, just pow, just stung that face up.
That was beastie.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
What? And I'm gonna go with my second one. Do you have one,
I
Brittany?
got a quote that like changed my life, and like I'll just say, Nipsey Hussle made such an impact in my life. I actually didn't catch on to him till like late or down the, like right before he actually got passed. But this is the quote. It said, "If you look at the people in your circle and don't get inspired, then you don't have a circle, you have a cage." And that hit so hard for me when I heard that quote from him, because it was like, the people you rock with need to be inspiring you, believing in,
100%.
what you're doing. So he really spoke on that a lot. So,
And he was deeper than people know. He was an avid reader. Like he read a lot of books.
Yeah, he put me on a
Like
couple books.
he put me on books like Contagious. That's a marketing book or whatever. That's where he got the Proud to Pay campaign from.
Yep.
With the
whole
$100
cheesecake.
Philly cheesesteak.
Oh yeah, Philly cheesesteak. Yeah,
So
that's
it's
what it
like
was.
he was smart. Like he was a smart dude, and I think now people are starting to realize that and really give him his credit and kind of pattern themselves behind like how he was moving, especially if he come from the street life like he did.
yeah.
Yeah, that all money in campaign was like the thing. Like he really meant like we gonna try to get all this money. Like from all front end, back end, like that one mixtape that he just
Mailbox
threw out
money.
mailbox money. Like if you really go listen to it, he was really teaching y'all like, look, you're gonna be
blueprint.
broke for a minute. It's okay, because when you get the back end, after you start to get these ad placements and all this just random stuff where money comes from, when you're in the industry, you gonna life will be okay. You'll be set up, but it's like you gotta have that patience and that grind in order to get that point. Since Josh took my moment, I'm gonna add another moment in here. There was this clip. I don't know why I just like all the gangster stuff. Maybe because I'm not gangster.
You living vicariously.
Yeah, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
like, I'm
But-
learning something new.
Nah, there's another moment that was dope. So there's this video that went viral. Well, I don't know if it went viral, I guess, but whatever. But he was with Lauren London, right? And they pulled up to, I don't know, call it the liquor store or whatever it was. And this dude hopped out the car and just put his camera all in Nipsey's face. And he was like, bro, chill. Like, I'm with my girl. And he was like, yeah, but you a celebrity. And he was like, I'm a rolling 60 Crip first. He was like,
Oh. Damn.
He was like, hey, you gonna find out.
yeah, he was like, hold up. And it was just like, it was funny because like it was him living his truth.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, like those, like that victory slap moment.
Yeah.
And then also like that moment to me made Nipsey who he was, because he was the person that talked about cryptocurrency and crypto ATM machines and all this type of stuff before it became popular.
Because
to
that's
the
where I
black
found
community.
out about crypto.
See what I mean?
Like through him, like he was way ahead of the wave.
Yeah, he was way ahead of his time. So it was like just knowing that, and he was living his truth, and I think that's what made him so impactful, which I thought was super dope.
I really, really, really admire him as an entrepreneur. I think that he was just really smart and had just these really, really big goals to bring business into, his area and like build up that whole block kind of. Like he owned the whole entire strip mall, right?
He did.
Yeah, like that's really cool. And then he hired people that just got out of jail that wouldn't have a chance to get another job somewhere else. And like he's just such a humanitarian, a creative, a businessman. Like he had big plans. Like I heard he was about to open up like a hotel in Vegas.
Yeah, he was in partnership with other investors to open. I forget the name of the hotel, but he was a part of it.
Yeah, like I just really, really
started
look
that,
up to him.
Was it school or something?
Yeah,
like
the
that?
STEM,
after
like a
school
STEM
STEM
program.
program, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
work co-working space for people.
And then Victory Lap in
And
itself.
he owned the beauty supply.
Yeah,
People don't
he
even know
had
that.
weaves, like
Yeah,
he
had-
sold weaves to there and
people didn't
stuff.
know that. That's
And
another
he had created a business model like that was the new future. Like, you know, like all the multiple different businesses all in one. It was like a new business model.
Yeah, he was ahead of the game.
Interesting.
Like nobody can really, you can't really talk crazy about him. Like, and it's crazy. Like even when in his passing, like when they drove like all around.
Oh yeah, man.
That's
they-
was
legendary.
legendary.
Never seen it before.
The whole Staples Center was packed out,
Yeah.
and then drove around the city one more time. Everybody, Bloods and Crips is out there. The SAs is out there.
There's
and
a reason for that.
Everything was cordial. It was everything.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy is that he actually had a meeting with the police and with the Bloods, the Crips. He's actually going to connect and have a whole meeting with everybody.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Brit Inspires is about to get in her
She's
bag real
about to
quick.
become Brit.
So I want to let y'all know.
Brit
that-
conspires.
I like that. Okay. Hey, Erica been working on her punchlines for the pod. I like it.
Brit
Man,
conspires.
Brit Conspires. Tell us about it. We got time.
Nipsey was on some stuff like he was really trying to bring people together, and he was going in the hood and actually connecting and solving the issues that were there as far as like unnecessary rivalry. You know, like how do we come together and build up our communities, like the gang community and all that stuff. It was all meant for building up and protecting the community.
Yeah,
so it's
so-
like getting back to the roots and like resolving some of the stuff that was happening with the police and having a meeting to discuss issues in the community, which is what needs to happen, like a conversation, you know?
Yeah,
So there's that conversation that goes around. We wasn't gonna talk about this, but since we here, I like the conspiracy stuff too. Do you think this is directed at Brittany? Maybe Josh, you know a little bit about it. I don't know, Erica, if you know about it. But we're gonna dive into this real quick. So there's this theory that goes around to where the reason why, because Nipsey he got basically, it's like you got shot at home for the most part, because he owned the strip mall. That was his spot. Everybody knew it was his spot. So you would think that one is untouchable at home.
Yeah.
That Nipsey Hussle death also shows that everybody can be touched. Now, I was listening to, I think it was $1 Million Worth of Game, and it was like, man, JFK got shot. He was like, everybody can get touched. So there's no such thing as being untouchable.
Yeah.
But there's a theory going around to where Nipsey Hussle had that meeting with the police was supposed to be like the next day or something like that. And like the head of the police chief or something was not feeling the direction that this. It was kind of like on that Malcolm X like stuff, to where it's like this black man got too much power. We got to take him out. And then also it's like what you were saying earlier, Erica, because he was hiring people who were coming out of prison and had all these felonies and stuff. If you have a felony, you cannot legally carry a firearm. So all the people at that particular location, no one had a gun on them, which is why one of the reasons why no one shot back. It was just like he got shot. So do you think that it is true that he was set up by the police in that perfect situation and why he was able to get away?
I'm going to say this. I don't know, right? However, there's parts in the story that don't make sense. And I'm just going to drop a few things. I'm not going to go too deep into it. But I felt like, why did they close the case? Why did they close the files? Why did they close the details? Because that whole file's closed. You can't look into what happened.
It's still an
And
open
just-
case. Like it's still in process with that. So that's
Dun,
probably,
dun, dun.
That's probably why.
They closed it. They closed the files.
Well, it's not open to the public, but I'm saying it's probably something to do that it's still an open, ongoing situation.
I feel like are they looking into it though?
That part I can't.
You know, like I just
Only
feel
I think
like
his
why
family
would
knows.
something like that get
Because
closed?
he's trying to plead that he's insane. Like
He's trying to plead
mentally-
insanity.
Well, yeah,
insanity.
and that was his thing. Like he was like, okay, he went to go check himself in. He's like, I'm insane and stuff. But at the same time, I kind of felt like the story don't add up,
I mean, I get
just
it.
in my book.
For me, because I seen that theory like when he first died. It was, they was trying to get him. He was doing the Dr. Sebi documentary and blah blah blah. And I don't subscribe to it personally, because if you look at the footage, and it was, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it. It was really hard to watch.
Yeah.
That was a person to me. It was personal.
Yeah.
Because the way he shot him, and came back, shot him again, then kicked him. That kick right there.
That was personal.
That told me it was personal.
I felt the same way.
And then on top of that, talking to people that had ties to that hood or whatnot, there was some incidents that was going on behind like scenes.
We're on the same page, because I heard some stories to where it's like it had nothing to do with the police. It had everything to do with some street stuff. and
Yeah,
they
remember
got put into a
Nipsey's
bad
last
spot.
Instagram story that he put
No.
It's strong. He said basically it's a blessing to have strong enemies.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Think about it though. Wouldn't it be like brilliant to have someone's enemy take them out?
But that was from the
to-
same hood.
But it
That's-
goes back to like the
We
whole
may
Tupac
never know.
situation though
To
too, to where it's
conspire
like
with the
people think that Tupac got set up, but Tupac stumped out a dude that he wasn't supposed to stump
Yeah.
out.
But I'm just saying,
That's really what
like, if
happened.
we thinking about the whole thing, if if the chief wanted to get somebody knocked, you know, or I'm not even saying that's what happened. That's
No,
wrong.
I hear you.
I have no idea what
Hey, I
happened.
like the deep dive that we just
have
took.
no
And I feel like I'm on Reddit, and I just went down
idea.
the wormhole of
We
Reddit
did,
and
really
pages
did.
and YouTube pages. So I was like, it's kind of lit to have this like little discussion.
But just to think about it, like
It's something. I mean, it's something to think about. I mean, hey, the government came out with the COVID documents and said that aliens are real, or UFOs are real.
oh
So,
really?
yeah, that's a whole other conspiracy. We can talk about that in another
This goes
podcast.
To me, only thing that like really popped into my head was a scripture from Matthew's, and it said, and Jesus. This is something Jesus said. A prophet is honored everywhere except in his own hometown and among his own family.
That's so real. I think that is like super real from that whole conversation, because it's like when you're in the moment, people don't realize your greatness. They call you crazy because it is typically speaking, when you're on that path to separate or break generational curses or whatever it is, when you're trying to do something different, like a lot of the people that are close to you see it as like you're against them for some reason, or
I'll
rather
go
not.
even deeper from personal experiences. Sometimes people is just too close. So they see you a certain way, and then when you try to move, like grow or better yourself, whatever, they still see you as a certain way. It's like, you a goofy fuck up. Like,
Like-
this is
They see 13-year-old you still. They see
So it's like-
15-year-old
You
you.
are over
Like,
here changing the
yeah,
world.
So you have to zoom out, because from personal, like when I was really heavy into the music, like I noticed that I got support from strangers more than people that was actually close to me. So it's just like people that's not in your everyday activity, they look at you through a different lens and just like, oh, like they don't know what the hell, they don't know what you're going through.
Yeah.
And they don't like you know, some people they fake it to the make it. They
Man,
show
that's-
them money and jewelry and all that stuff, and it's just like being flashy. So like for somebody looking from the outside in, they're like, oh, he got it all together, blah 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 blah. I was like, nigga, I've been eating a cup of noodles for the last couple of days. I'm hungry, nigga.
I'm glad you like my rims on IG though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's super
like
real.
my picture though.
Because like, look at Selena. She was murdered by someone in her circle.
Jealous.
Yeah, that was a wild situation.
Yeah, but it's like sometimes, I mean, it's biblical. Jesus said, look what happened with Jesus. Look, I'm not saying it's always like this, but sometimes you're not as loved as you think you are by the people.
No, I
closest
think that
to
you. I
your
think that you
community.
are loved by the people that are close to you, but it goes back to what
Sometimes,
Josh
yeah.
was saying.
Not
No,
all
it
the
goes, I think it goes back to what Josh was saying, was that they're too close to you.
Too.
To
Not
where
everyone
they
should
don't.
have access.
So you don't. No, they have access to you, but the problem is they don't allow the growth to happen. So they don't see that you've changed from a standpoint of I was a silly kid or whatever happened at that time. Now I'm this person. They don't allow that transition to happen. But to still jump off of the Brick Conspiracies box, I think that we should dive into this other conversation about what is happening with this whole vaccine situation, in terms of like just state laws and everything, and whether it's something that should be required, I guess you can call it. I don't know. It's all interesting. So I just want to know what y'all thoughts are on that.
I'm gonna speak my truth. All right, so with my thoughts on it is, the way I see it is nothing should be forced on anybody.
Facts.
And I feel like this is an indirect force, where it's like you can't really function as normal. You can't go to the places that you would normally go. I mean, I get the hazard. I get the, needing to take the precautions. Understand that, but I don't think you should force people to have anything injected into their bodies against their will, or being forced to have a livelihood, or to enjoy just everyday things like going to concerts or enjoying events.
I
just
agree.
Don't think it's right.
Because number one, it's like how are you going to just intrude on somebody's belief and their space and how they want to operate? Like prior to the whole COVID thing, like people had a choice to go to the doctor and get vaccinated and stuff like that. As far as like how you go put your kids in school and stuff like that. But and the flu was never pushed on us, even though like people get the flu every day.
Mm-hmm.
My issue with the vaccine is that there's too many issues going on. Like I literally know somebody that got the vaccine.
When you say too many issues, you're talking about issues from actually getting the vaccine?
Like side effects?
Yeah, side
Gotcha.
effects. So I know somebody that got the vaccine in January, and her left side got numb, and it's still like she's barely getting the feeling like in her left side.
She got it in January?
Let's blast the vaccine. Which one did she get? She got
It's the
Pfizer? Interesting, because that's the one that's supposed to be
I'll
FDA.
take
approved next
Moderna
month.
for $300.
Exactly.
I've been trying to decide which one of these to
Just
get.
don't get Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, no.
Johnson
I
Johnson.
I'm like, how did Johnson & Johnson start making vaccines, though?
Yeah,
make
they have a
baby
whole
powder
lawsuit with
and
the baby powder.
lotion and
Talcum
whatnot.
powder.
So Johnson got Tylenol too, though. Y'all when you go look at the companies, they got a lot of stuff.
Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen is the generic version. Who's the actual manufacturer, though?
I don't know.
Exactly. It's deep.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's there's
But that's
like,
interesting. So she got the vaccine. She got Pfizer in January. Now, did that happen after the first shot or after the second shot, or is it just like she doesn't really like know the culmination of
that
it?
part I don't know. All I know is that because for a lot of the people that's in the medical field, their jobs is forcing them to get it.
Mhm.
So they're trying to push it on them. And
Yeah, that's what's happening here in California a lot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To where teachers in
Teachers
medical
and-
professions are being forced. Well, they're being forced to. They're still given the option technically because they're being forced to either get the vaccine or, as of right now, at least, or just get tested once a week.
now there's I literally know a couple people. Their job is telling them they got to get the vaccine or they're getting fired.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you have to
Like-
resign.
It's
in Orange
starting
County.
to happen
Like-
now.
Get the
Ooh.
vaccine or resign.
Yeah, that
And-
like they pushing it on people.
See,
And if
that's-
it's against your belief system, you have to prove it. And then you have to get tested every week if you have like a belief system situation.
It's going to be forced on everybody eventually in order to do anything that's normal. Do I agree with that? Absolutely not. Because, like, here's the thing with the vaccine. Me personally, my views, I'm not anti-vaccine, but I want to wait. I don't like to feel rushed to do
That's
things.
that's
I'm
my
a
thing.
calculated person. I want to, like, even right now I'm trying to decide, do I want Moderna or do I want Pfizer? But I really want to make the best choice for me. So
No,
I'm
it's a yes.
researching.
It's a yes.
It's a
But,
gamble.
but that's the
Many,
thing.
many, many.
The-
I just would
the
like to
unfortunate
get it
part right
like
now is
maybe
we're
in a
the-
year from now,
Yeah,
not
'cause
right
right
now.
now we're the
but I'm just gonna go in and get it because I don't want to be at where I'm like super duper duper forced, and then I'm in this last group
Super duper duper force. I like that. She's trying to get her Missy bag.
super duper forced.
No, that makes a lot of sense though.
I'm cool because I'm like it's not tried and proven enough for me. Like I'm not about to force. That's why I'm so grateful that I'm self-employed because
Yeah.
they can't force that on me.
Facts.
So I'm like, I will smooth like, nah, fuck you, and I'm out. And that's why that's kind of like drifting off course, or whatever. But that's why it's really important to have a hustle nowadays, something that you can fall back on. So if you get pushed into a corner, you're able to still survive. Like whatever.
That's true. That's
whatever
big time
that-
true. I'm lucky. I'm in a position right now where my job is not requiring it. However, it's more so to me. It's like it's interesting from a standpoint to where I like like they call America the land of the free. So it gets real interesting when we're in a situation, man, bro. Because it's like so it's already happening in New York, and then it's happening in San Francisco right now for sure. To where if you want to go to a restaurant, gyms, or what have you, in order to enter the building, you have to show that you've been vaccinated. Now, in my opinion, that's where it gets crazy because how can you be forced to show your medical records? Because at the end of the day, that's what the vaccine is. So it's like for me, I get to a point to where it's like, does it get to a point to where I can now walk around and ask people like, hey, do you have herpes? And you're like, nah, I don't. Prove it. Let me see your. When's the last time you taken a test? Nope, that's not within the last 24 hours. So you got to show me the paperwork.
Let's see if it's bumpy.
It's a bumpy road ahead.
You know what I mean? Like it gets weird because
I don't think I want to. No.
So I feel like this whole. I feel like this asking for proof of the vaccine, it opens up the door to where it's like, well, we were able to ask Americans to show proof of a vaccine. Again, me personally, I'm not anti-vax. It is what it is. Like you just heard my wife saying that she's about to go get the vaccine. I know people personally that's gotten the vaccine. It's not so much that. It's more so like, what does it open the door for? Because if we get to a point to where, and it's weird because I don't have anything. I'm gonna go out there and say it. No, I can't say that because I'm gonna get canceled. I was gonna talk about what the baby was saying, but we're not gonna go into that.
No.
But it's
not do that.
yeah, I don't want to get canceled too. But it's like it comes down to a point to where
Counsel before you
you know what I'm saying, cancel before we really get popping. We got some listeners out there, so shout out to y'all. But before we really get popping. But the whole like the premise of being able to ask somebody to showcase their medical records in order to go sit down in a restaurant, to me is crazy because it's like now you're actually invading my personal privacy.
Yeah.
Because you're not asking. You don't go to. I've never been to a restaurant and there's a sign on the door that says like, well, show us your vaccinations or show us your medical records before you sit down and eat. But now we're getting to that point, so it's like, where does it stop? And that's where it gets interesting to me.
That's where you start to feel violated. Like, okay.
It all just makes me really wonder what the heck is COVID, because the vaccine doesn't even keep you from getting COVID. It just keeps you from dying from COVID.
But
They say.
that part right there.
But that's all
the
a vaccine is. A vaccine is just a small smidget of the actual virus.
And the thing is,
so your body can fight it.
the thing is that people are still getting vaccinated and still getting sick again. So what are we really doing here? I'm personally of the belief that COVID ain't going nowhere. What's going to happen is that we're going to keep on living and we're going to evolve. Our immune systems is going to become stronger or whatnot. So either you catch it and you develop the antibodies, or you just like naturally just don't get sick. Some people, it's asymptomatic. Is it asymptomatic?
Yeah, look at you. He got it right this week, y'all. Last week he was struggling with a couple words.
So like some
Now
people,
he put out asymptomatic and he in his bag.
so like some people they're not going to get it because the way their genetics is set up. So I think personally, like there's some, and this is conspiracy talk, but big pharma is at play. Like the whole development of how the virus came about in China, Wushu, what is it, Wushu or?
They're saying that it started in Wuhan.
Yeah. So like there were.
This is gonna turn into the Alex Jones podcast. So we're gonna get off of this topic in a second before we keep going. Because Alex Jones got canceled off everything. We definitely not about to do that.
Yeah, so it's like,
I know we need to use code words. Like, don't say COVID. Say something else. Don't say vaccinating. Say boom boom shot. Or something.
The boom boom shot.
The bop shot.
The bop bop. The bop.
And you get the bop bop.
I
I got bop 3 times.
Did you guys see the South Park special about COVID?
Oh Lord.
I never finished
I
it.
need to see
Because
this.
one of the kids, their dad, like in the show, had sex with a bat in China, and then he started COVID.
Oh my God.
I gotta
It
go
was
finish
so
that.
crazy.
Oh my.
I definitely gotta go finish that.
Yeah, it's just interesting how everything is playing out, and it's well known that two of the biggest money generators is war, as far as weapons and the pharmacy.
Yeah, big
industry.
pharma. Yeah,
Big pharma.
It goes back to the dude that's in jail right now. Remember, he had the, like this.
Martin Shkreli or something.
Yeah, with the AIDS situation, and he had like the vaccine or whatever it was for the for AIDS, to where it was like, was he selling was it a vaccine? I don't know what it was, but he set the
cure.
price.
He had a cure, and then the original price was like $75 or something like that, and he hiked it up like
He was like, nah, 1,000.
100%. Yeah, something crazy.
Then he's like 100,000. Like,
And
run
then
my money.
he was the same dude that owned, because Wu-Tang, they had
that's how I
sold
know.
the album.
That's how I know about
the
him.
Masters or whatever. And Wu-Tang, like all the members was like, we ain't messing with this dude, but he unfortunately bought it in the auction or whatever. And it all came back. I think he was just too full of
Yeah, he
himself,
was
and people
Cameron.
were just like, we about to knock this dude off. Go to jail, bro.
Yeah,
Go
that's
sit
what
your ass
that turned into.
Lord, I'm just like, make it make sense. Make it make sense.
It don't.
If you can make it make sense, then okay. I'm not going around going with anything just because everybody says go do this. No, make it make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm Gucci on that.
And then you got my attention, but you ain't making nothing make sense. I watched the news. I went to a COVID, pop up.
You went to a COVID
The
pop-up.
boom boom pop up.
The boom boom pop
You
up.
went to the boom boom pop-up?
I went to the boom
You gotta
boom
elaborate on that.
pop-up.
What's the boom boom pop-up?
It's where they got a little pop up somewhere. Where they injecting people with the boom boom.
Oh.
And I said, can I get some information on this? Can you give me a brochure or something? What do you know about it? Oh, I don't know anything about it, but I could sign you up for it. I said, no, I need some paperwork, like a document or a book or something. So he gave me a little brochure, but all it talked about was the side effects and what to do when you have those side
Y'all know what's
effects.
funny right now to me? So it's like we had Josh starting the podcast off with his sexy radio voice, right? And now we got Brittany over here in full cartoon character voices. She doesn't use like, I don't know if y'all peeped it. In that last little segment she just said, she used like 3 different voices. Like, you're going to get a voiceover job after this. You're welcome. You're welcome. But we need he said she thinks needs a tick. We need a percentage of that. We cool? Y'all agree, right?
She did sound effects.
We need like 30%. We need 30% after this.
I mean,
When
you gotta
get the gig.
entertain yourself. I be at home entertaining myself.
Self-discovery.
That's what I
No,
do.
she do.
That's what I do.
Whoa.
What
Self-discovery at home, entertaining yourself. Erica said, I know she do.
I do.
That went left real quick.
I
I
do.
didn't even think about that.
I'm
And she doubling down. I do.
I only speak on what I know.
I entertain
What you know?
You know, you can only watch Netflix for so long.
Okay, so transition.
Transitioning.
All I'm saying is I do voices. Okay, come on.
Yeah, I got
You
you.
dirty
Come on.
perverts.
Nah, I believe
What are
it.
y'all
All
talking
type of
about?
voices.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Erica, what's happening
They're
right
just
now?
disgusting men.
You know,
No.
I water my plants, okay?
Yeah, you do.
Make sure that I'm flourishing, you know? My plants are flourishing.
So we're gonna transition.
There's no
I'm about to say
rainforest.
something, I'll leave it
She
alone.
doesn't have cobwebs in her plants.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Calling the cable guy.
I found a
Need some
spider in
repair.
my plants the other day. I must have screamed.
I don't know where this conversation
Let
is
me
going
fix your
at
cable.
all.
I got the
So
wire
we're gonna roll it back.
What are we talking? I think
I don't
we're
know
all
what
on-
happened.
I think we all got off the same page. Like we all went in different buckets.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I
She
think
said she
everybody
thinks-
I think everybody's having
She
their
said-
own conversation, which
she
makes it
said
real
he-
crazy.
Brought to you by
She said he
alcohol.
thinks.
Brought to you by what's in your cup. Erica's cup is empty.
Red Cup gang.
Plastic Cup Boys. Hey, no shade, but I didn't watch their stand-up special, but I heard it was
watched it.
trash.
It was cool. I didn't really like the
That
first
means it's
dude.
trash because if you it's a comedy special and you just said it was cool. So if it's just cool,
And you
No.
gotta be like, it's a reaction. You gotta be like, oh, that was so funny. It was hilarious.
I think
was alright.
the main one that was funny was Naeem.
And I mean,
The other, I don't know if it was 2 or 3.
Yeah, it makes
Spain.
me not want to watch
It was
it.
Spain.
I'm not sold,
Joey
Josh.
or
I'm not
something.
sold.
Yeah, it makes me not want to go watch it.
I'm not sold.
Your reaction.
So you need,
But everybody got their own humor. Like me, like
I mean, yeah, because you didn't laugh at my jokes. So.
oh yeah, y'all
It was
didn't know
the
Brittany
delivery.
is not only the coffee girl, she's also a comedian,
And a singer, a gospel singer.
a gospel
Aspiring.
singer.
And she was a track star.
Aspiring. She
She's
is.
She's a track star.
She going away when it get hot.
Hey, we heard about. Look at that. You heard the harmonies. But I want to flip this. So we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna have some fun now. We talk about some little serious stuff. We talked about the conspiracies of Nipsey life, and we brought y'all into our world of this whole vaccination life. But now we're gonna get into some stuff, because this is where the premise of the whole podcast was born.
he
As-
says she thinks.
These type of conversations right here. So I'm I fell off of this show a little bit, not a little bit, a lot of it, but it's The Chi, and there's this clip that surfaced that I thought was super impactful, and I thought it deserved a deep dive, because this is the type of stuff that that men and women go through from a day-to-day basis, and it goes all the way back to Baby Boy. And one of my favorite, well, not one of my favorite Baby Boy lines, but one of the quotables in Baby Boy is when, what was his name in Baby Boy? That's crazy.
Jody.
So Jody's talking to
Jody.
Yvette. Yeah, so Jody's talking to Yvette. Jody's talking to Yvette, and Jody says, look, I lie to you because I love you. I tell these other hoes the truth. And I thought that was interesting, and I was like, wow. So now this dude...
Way Eric.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Hey, she felt that in a different way.
You're like,
I was giving him the death stare.
Man, hey, when we get video, we're gonna really
everybody
pop.
a little something.
Yeah.
Every female.
But it made so that's what came to mind when I saw this clip. So there's a clip from the show. It's called The Chi. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it's super dope. Me and Erica were dedicated to The Chi for a minute.
I was watching in the first season.
And I don't know why I fell off of it, but to be honest, but I'm gonna pick back up. But this clip came out to where one of the main characters, his girlfriend, has a side dude, and then so she was having a conversation with the side dude, and then she told the side dude she was like, hey, you know,
Do you got the clip? You should just play it.
can we play the clip? We could
It's only
play it.
like 20 seconds or
It's
something.
only like 20 seconds. Let me see if I
don't
can
think
play the clip real quick.
I don't think we get in trouble.
I mean, if we don't get in trouble, I'm really down for it. Because this clip is dope because it really sets the stage for what I think the reality is for a lot of people. Is that everybody want to hear the truth until they got to hear the truth. Put it right into the mic.
What would you think if I left Emmett? Why would you do that? To be with your ass. We act like a couple anyway. No, we don't. We act like fuck buddies who don't hate each other. I like what we got. And what's that? I'm your nigga. What? Yeah, I'm the nigga you call when your nigga's tripping. I'm the nigga you call when your girl get locked up over some bullshit and you need money in a pinch. I'm the nigga who you call when your son barber canceled on him and he need a haircut real quick. I'm your nigga, Tiff. Not your husband.
It was the O for me too.
Side nigga.
And then he said, hey, this is some good pizza.
Bro,
Side nigga
all I
nation.
think about is I don't want to be her man. I'm trying to be her nigga. You feel
That's
me?
it. But he told her the truth. So now my question to everybody is, do women really want to hear the truth? Because my man laid it out straight up, plain, clear. No, there's no room for error. Like, I told you what this was. I told you who I am. And I told you a position that I'm playing in your life. And her response was, oh. And if you see the video, you can see her face. She looks a little like, she looks uncomfortable after the conversation happened. And he over there like, I'm eating pizza. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's not a big deal. This is just a regular conversation. So it's like, it goes down to the points where it's like, what y'all think?
Panning over to the women.
This one is kind of tricky for me because it's like, I feel, and I'm just going to be honest, okay? It's like, we want to hear the truth, until we have to hear the truth, and then it's like, you did not have to tell me that truth. Sometimes.
So you don't want to hear the truth.
It's like, if I say, do you think I look fat? And then you're like, yeah, you look like you ate a couple burgers, like in that picture.
Hey, this is funny. So this is
You
what.
just
So this is
did
what happened.
that.
I'm gonna bring this back. We're gonna be real with y'all. So this is that guy Rich and Erica. Of course, as you guys know, that is my wife. So Erica had a photo shoot. Shout out to my man Simmons for taking the pics.
On
but there's,
Friday,
yeah.
yeah.
So there's a photo shoot for her brand, shameless plug, Glamlux Fitness, glamluxfitness.com. Make sure you tap in. But she was showing me the pictures, and she was like, "Do you think I look fat in this?" And I made it funny because I was literally making a joke. But this is where us as men, we have to be so aware of so many things
Yes.
going on in
Read the
life.
room.
Because
Yeah.
bro, talk
Your
about
delivery.
Talk about you got to read the room. Because I had just got home from work. I was like turning the sprinklers on in the front. I was doing a couple different things.
No, this was yesterday, actually. We just got home from IKEA.
That's what it was. It was like, yeah. We came home from somewhere, but I was doing something else while you were also showing me the pictures. I was doing more than one thing at a time. And then I didn't know that she was feeling a little bit self-conscious. Granted, this is Erica who, if you guys go to her Instagram, you'll see her six-pack on every single picture right now. So it's crazy as it is.
Perfect body.
You know what I mean? Like everybody in my family, everybody that I know personally, be like, oh my God, she's like body goals. There's people.
That's you.
I hope I don't,
That's you, baby.
I
I didn't know
don't
you
get
had like
anybody in
that.
trouble. We walk into the grocery store right now, and we're just like walking out the car, and this guy with his girl,
See?
mind you, he had a girlfriend with him, and he goes, "You are gorgeous. You are just so
So
beautiful."
disrespectful.
And the girl was like, "Yeah, you are. You are
Oh, that was-
gorgeous.
Oh, they was trying to. They was trying to, you know what I'm saying?
You are so hot." She
They was
like,
trying to
"Oh,
set up a
thanks."
They're
situation.
trying
on
to set up a little situation. They're trying to bring it back to the Vegas.
Oh, please.
But so I say that to say that my wife is beautiful. I love her body, and obviously other
Aw,
people do
thank
as
you.
well. So she showed me the pictures, and she said I look a little bit fat here. Now, granted, we had conversations before where she wants me to eat healthy and be better. So I was like, well, I was like, you're not fat. That's just the burgers and the alcohol. And I moved on. I didn't think nothing of it. Like I went and finished what I was doing in the garage, like get in the day situation.
She was
you know
still
what I mean?
living in that moment, like,
Bro, she was
This
stuck
nigga.
in the moment. Like this nigga that said I'm fat.
No, I just went outside and sat out alone on the couch.
I found out like 10 hours later that she was in her feelings because I called her fat. Apparently,
She was-
I was like, oh God,
just got quiet for the rest of the day. Just
bro. She was. I was. It
like
was
figuring.
crazy.
She was trying to figure out life. Like, where did I go?
Bro, Josh,
Where did I
it
go
was
wrong?
so it was so crazy that Carter had came to me in the garage like, "Where's mommy at?" I'm like, "I don't know." So we go look. I'm looking around the house. She's not in the house. I'm like, "All right, dang." I go look. She's outside sitting on the couch, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm good." I'm like, "All right, you good?" Because again, this is me thinking I did nothing wrong. Like I had no clue that anything happened at all. I was like, "It's whatever." And then that pillow talk come. So this is where you hurt my feelings. I'm like, oh, that was the thing. So then that's where this clip popped up to my mind too, because it's like, again, my wife's not fat, but if she was in a situation to where she had on a weird dress or something like that, and it did make her look fat, or it did show a belly roll, can we tell y'all the truth? Is what this comes down to. Because my man said, hey, I'm your side nigga. I'm never gonna be the main dude. And the fact that you even thought about that is crazy. But if your son need a haircut, I got you. If you get hungry,
Play
I
your
got
position.
you.
Play your position.
But if you wanted me to be your dude, nah, it's not happening.
What do you think, Brett?
I'd rather be in that GTA so we could get in. I'm not gonna say it, but I think that respect, like if someone tells somebody in their life where they stand and be honest and straightforward, you gotta respect it. You choose what you want for your life. So, in the term of like a man being in a relationship with a woman and telling her she fat or not, like you might want to like candy coat it a little
Yeah,
bit.
sandwich it.
There's ways to say it. Sandwich it. There's ways to say it or sandwich it.
Like, give me a turkey sandwich
For
with that.
example, like, dang, okay, babe, do I look big in this, or how do I look in this? Like, babe, you always look good, right?
But what if that's
That's a lie now.
No.
What if it's a lie?
But
Now
in
it
your
gets weird.
eyes, she look good with makeup, no makeup, whatever. You like her, you chose her, so you like her, so she look good to you. And so when she, okay, might want to wear something that's more flattering. Let me suggest this one for you, boo. And then she wears something else.
Pay attention,
And
okay?
then,
Both of
and
you.
then, okay, now she got a cute outfit that complements her body. She don't feel offended because you didn't say
But that's
nothing
not
about
true.
her.
though,
Or
'cause-
you could be
so
like-
you telling me right now? So time out.
Constructive
Hold up real
criticism.
quick.
Constructive.
Hold up real quick. So check this out. So you about to go on a date night with your dude. Your dude, you got an outfit on that you think you look amazing in, and your dude pulls up and says, I think you should. You probably, I think you look beautiful, but you should probably wear this instead. You telling me for the rest of the night you're gonna appreciate what he said, or in the back of your mind you're gonna be like, why didn't he like the other dress?
I would say this because I'm the type, and this is me, like, if I like something and it feel good on me and I feel like it look good to me, I'll wear it anyways.
Yeah, Brittany's different though. Brittany's
I'll
like,
wear it anyways because, like, I'm going to feel good about it because I chose to wear it. And I know that my man is going to like how I look in whatever I wear. He should. He better.
But nah, he told you straight up, nah, that ain't. He was like,
That ain't it. That ain't
that
it.
ain't it.
I mean, like, constructively, if he gives me constructive, like, criticism and says, like, I think this outfit's better, I would, if I was open to that idea, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'll put that on. And I'd be like, shoot, maybe I look cuter in this one. Like, I mean, it's teamwork. Y'all helping each other out. When
So you
a dude,
cool with the truth?
I'm cool with the truth. I prefer the truth because if I know the
Not
truth,
prefer the truth. Like you gotta like, is it?
I want
it's not
the
gonna
truth.
set
You
you
want
off.
the truth 1,000 wow. Like you cool with
I
that?
love the truth, even if it hurts.
Josh, what's your experience on girls wanting the truth?
They don't be wanting it.
Thank you.
The truth.
Thank you.
This is the thing.
That's- she's sitting here right
this
across
is-
from me right now lying.
I want tactful truth.
Yeah,
That's not the truth.
The vibe has to be
Tactful
so strong
truth.
that you
Black
know
is
how
black.
to
It's not the
say
truth.
it the way the person would
Just
want
be
to receive
tactful
it.
with your truth.
So here-
you.
So,
So
so
this
my
is-
man was tactful in his explanation of his truth.
Hey, he was straight up,
He was
straightforward.
straight.
And honey sitting there listening to him, she need to make up what she wants for her life. That
Exactly.
ain't it.
That was a her
And
problem.
That's a her problem. He just said, hey, look,
He
I'm
didn't
playing
say
my
that
part.
bad.
Hey, bro, I love when they hear it from the other person's point of view because
So-
what is happening right now?
So look, the whole dress thing or whatever, like a clothes, whatever, being honest with your lady or whatnot, if it looks good or bad, whatever. That's just one nuance, and that's when we start to get into like other situations about wanting the truth. So say say your girl's like trying to get you to watch something or do something with her or whatever, and you just ain't feeling it. It's like, yo, like you kind of being annoying right now, and like you just in that mood, like, and you just being just straight up blunt with it, and it's just like, do you want them to be honest about how they feeling and let them express themselves? Or would you like? Of course, like you could word it.
Hold up, no, don't word it different. No,
but
that's a good question.
This what I'm saying is like, regardless of how he worded, if he's just like, yo, like I understand you want to spend time, but I'm just not like I'm not on that right now. Like, and you just in the mood where like you want to have us time right now. It's like, yo, like, do y'all take that like personal, or you take it like, you know what?
I
Like,
respect
I respect.
that.
I'm going to say I respect it. We human over here, so like, you're not going to say feelings don't get
We're
hurt.
not speaking Japanese, okay?
Bro.
But I'm just saying, like,
So hold up, time out.
keep
For the
it
world.
chill. Keep it
I know both these women personally. I know them. This is cap.
You think he know, but he has no idea.
Y'all not sharing light
I mean,
to the audience of the true statements.
But
'cause
I think that's
I've
my
had
truth.
personal conversations. That's your truth. If I sat here right now and was like, you know what? If you wanted to watch something like that, or if you wanted to spend time with me or whatever, and I was like, you know what? I'm just annoyed right now, and that's where I don't even want to be. I don't want to be around you right now for X, Y, Z. You will be subconsciously in a deep feel about the situation, to whereas if I tell a white lie, and I say white lie because it's not a big deal, be like, no, you know what, baby, let's go ahead and watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians for the 17th time. You'll feel better about the situation versus I'm like, man, you know what? I'm tired of this nonsense. You pick horrible shows. This is blah, 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 blah. Like the dude just goes in. You're going to feel some type of way.
But you don't have to tell that kind of truth. You
But
don't have to.
that's
you don't
our
have to
truth.
have
But that's the-
unfiltered.
that's the
I mean,
real
But that's the
truth.
real
Can we be in
truth, though.
alignment and want to watch
There
the
we
same
go.
shows together?
No,
Like
I don't want to. We don't want to watch the same stuff y'all want to watch sometimes. This is the way it goes. And then also,
we don't really be into reality TV.
we don't
shows
really, but it's not
and
even
stuff
just
like
reality
that.
TV shows. Sometimes, like, I would rather watch even a sporting event like with the homie because I don't have to worry about watching what I'm gonna say. So like if me and Josh was kicking it, like we just telling each other, like we worked out one time We just in the garage chilling, just talking the truth, whatever. He not gonna get in his feelings. I ain't gotta watch what I gotta say because he not gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't gonna be like, oh man, like I can't say this, can't say that. Like, there's just little things that'll happen.
Is that how you feel when you're working out with me?
No, when we work out, it's you change my whole vibe because you want to play Ariana Grande, and that's not it.
We want to be thugs for a minute.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Throwing the locks or something.
that ain't it.
Where my dogs at? You know,
You
give
know
a
what I'm
DMX
saying?
and shit.
She'd be like, oh my gosh, this is too aggressive. I'm like, we're lifting weights. Like,
I like listening to like rap music.
but like, so if you in a situation to where,
I want to sell some imaginary packs for a minute.
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I think that's what it is for me too. Like, I want to act like I live that life.
Right?
But so what you're telling me right now is if you're in a situation and the dude just talked to you like you was just one of the guys and just kept it real, like, because like if it was like me and Josh and he was like, hey, let's kick it, and I'll be like, nah, I don't feel like it. I ain't gotta explain nothing. I just be like, nah, not tonight, my guy. And he'd be like, all right, cool. If we tell you that, cool, that's the truth. Sometimes there's not even a reason for it. It's just I don't feel like it. That's the reason.
Y'all got a point.
And then
you can't talk to any. You can't
That's
just be
the
saying
truth.
whatever.
Do y'all really want to hear the truth? Is what I'm saying.
I want to hear the truth, but I want to hear the tactful truth.
That's what I'm saying. Tactfully.
I just want you to talk to me like you know I want to be talked to.
and be constructive with your criticism
And have empathy.
in a loving way.
Be compassionate.
But at the
Be
end
gentle.
of the
Be
day,
soft.
So they,
Compassionate.
see how they just flip
Caress
this to
my
where
back.
none of this is our truth.
Empathetic.
Give me a kiss on the cheek and say, baby, maybe your angles, you just had the wrong angle.
Say you love listening to my long stories.
we don't be caring about your stories. Like,
No.
we don't be
But y'all
caring.
be looking, dude, really?
We don't be caring. Like, it's like, all right.
About
like,
none of it. Like,
oh, she did it again, babe. What?
Oh, she did what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I had to, like, I had to learn to like appreciate those conversations, cause some of the stuff, so like most of the time, like you just don't care. But in order to have a successful relationship, you actually have to learn to care about that type of stuff. It's crazy.
But honestly, like we can do without some of it. Like it's just like, oh, she doing that again? Damn, that's crazy. Oh yeah, she a bitch. I wouldn't even fuck with her. Like what?
Don't even call her back.
Like don't even call.
Fuck that.
Because it's like something, especially like it's one thing if it's an entertaining story, and it's like okay, you be in it, and then it's just like when it's a redundant story, it's like. All right, here we go.
It's like she did it again. Like, you know, she did this before. Like, what you thought this was gonna
Yeah,
be?
this is a repeat.
you know who she is by now.
Definitely. So I think we should transition.
So
into
that's
the next
interesting.
one.
That's interesting. That was an interesting conversation to me.
So women don't want to hear the hard.
So
truth.
apparently they do, but they
Not the hard
they don't want to hear the hard truth. They want to hear a tactful
they
truth.
want to hear
that
it the way
is-
they want to hear it.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is not the
That's
truth.
right. That's
Yeah,
Which is
that's
not
it.
the truth.
You got that right.
That's elegant.
It's not the
eloquently
full out
said.
truth.
It's okay.
Partial truth.
Yeah, tell us the partial truth.
We want to hear your truth.
They
Partial.
wanna
But
hear
when
it.
it comes
Isn't
to
a partial truth a
Whose song
lie?
was it? I love the way you lied. Whose
I
song
love
was
the
it?
that's
Beautiful,
Rihanna.
Rihanna.
That's
Rihanna,
Rihanna.
yeah. Tell me-
I
tell
love
me
the
beautiful
way-
lies. Tell
That's
me
like that.
beautiful lies.
Yeah, so that's what y'all like to hear. You like to hear a
Like the
partial
beautiful
truth.
lies.
A beautiful lie.
I mean,
They shaking.
No.
Erica's shaking her
I
head.
want to
Yes.
hear a beautiful truth. A beautiful truth.
I want to hear
That's what
the
it
truth.
is.
I want to hear
beautiful-
tactful truth. I'm
a
going to stick with
tactful-
what we came up with.
I just
Tactful
want
truth.
you to like pick up on my energy and my, you know, I'm
We
sensitive.
gotta-
in tune.
see how difficult this is, man.
Because like Brittany,
You gotta not only be strong and a provider,
Brittany,
but
can
you
you-
also gotta be able to read chakras.
can you admit?
No, dead ass though.
You gotta be
Dead
a
ass.
healer. You gotta be a healer, spiritual,
You gotta do
saved,
every- like-
sanctified.
We can do it
You
with
gotta be
each
a
other.
psychic. Like they gonna sit
We
there
talk
and
to
want
each
you to
other.
figure out what's wrong. It's like, nigga, if you would have told me, we could have fixed it.
Like,
If Brittany and I have
Bruh.
mastered telling each other the truth in a nice way, I believe in you that you can do it.
I mean, we are.
we're gonna let y'all have y'all best
Yeah.
friend conversation in a different. Because I could dive into that and give some behind the scenes, but I'm gonna let y'all live for this episode. And you know what we're gonna do?
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
we're gonna talk about.
I already knew what he was going to
Since
do.
we on this, since y'all talking about this
Good stuff.
female energy and stuff like that, we're gonna roll right into this,
Pour me a little bit up in that.
into this
Okay.
little.
All right.
Ooh, pour,
Pour me a
Welcome.
little bit.
we're gonna talk about
to the
this
world of rosé.
this next life, this pretty privilege.
Josh drinking that pretty
Oh,
What do you
wine.
think, bro? Hey, Erica asked me the other day, have I ever experienced pretty privilege? And I couldn't honestly say yes to
Yes,
that.
you have, baby. I've experienced, like, I've witnessed Richard experience handsome privilege.
I don't
it's
think-
a thing. You
It's a
light skin,
thing?
bro. Like
Yeah.
light skin with white
Drink-
teeth, my nigga. You like
And those strong,
no homo,
muscly
my nigga. You got
arms.
some muscles, my nigga. I'm just saying.
Those muscly arms, baby.
Pause.
And you're clean cut. And you smell good.
Hey, I heard that. I'm not like
You know
the
what I'm
people out
saying?
there
Yeah,
not
you
taking
got
showers.
seductive
I'm not like
eyes.
white celebrities that don't take showers. I take
This-
showers. I'm 2 to 3 showers a day. I'm just saying.
3.
2 to 3. I said 2 to 3.
Oh.
Depending on how often I'm working out, because I get
That's
up.
what I told you the other
Legit,
day.
I had a question about that. Like, how often should you shower?
As
every
needed?
day?
You need to shower
As
at
needed.
minimum once a day,
And then as needed from there.
and then as needed. And then as needed means that if you shower in the morning and then you about to go
Sweating
out that
and
night,
shit.
take a shower.
And if you're not one of those, don't tell us the beautiful truth right now. Anyone at this table.
But there's motherfuckers out here that's the ass to face with the towel. I had a discussion.
Oh,
about
I saw that you posted. Ew.
You can't wash your ass and go to the face lap. Like you can't wash your body and like number
Yeah,
one, you should have
no.
2 different rags. That's just me. That's how I operate. One for the
Yeah.
face and then
I don't even
boom.
like. I barely. I'm
Separate
my
it.
face.
All right,
I-
even if you
Yeah,
just
I
use your
wash my
hands,
face
use your hands to
out of
wash
the
your
bath.
face.
That's
Yeah,
what
I was gonna say, I
I use
usually go
I use my
hands.
hands.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like if you out here going ass to face, you wild.
No.
bro.
Different than you.
In honor, can I give like a really
Wow.
helpful, practical tip about that? Because in honor of Self Care Sunday, this is what you do.
That's
You
a
do.
thing?
Yeah, that was like,
That's the thing.
I was
See,
like,
you guys need to tap
We
in.
both like, hold
you need
up.
to tap in on
Tap,
that.
tap in.
Tap in
Like
on that.
Saweetie.
You need to
But-
Look at you. Look at the segue. Hey, I see
Hey,
you. You get better at
meow.
this.
Yeah.
No, but really quick tip for cleanliness and not washing your face with your bottom particles is
niggas out here with pink eye and shit.
How you get pink eye, my buddy? I was trying to take a shower for the first time.
Are
in
we
years.
going down the rabbit hole of, hygiene?
Let me just give this tip.
Wash
Do
your butt.
your skin care routine before you get in the bath. Like I do my Kiehl's moisturizer.
That's a kill.
Oh, no, we're not gonna go
It's
deep
a
into that
brand.
today. Hey,
It's a whole
Kills. Hey,
product.
time out. Hold up, Kills. If you want to shout out, sponsor us. So we're gonna just say you use a product.
I
Oh,
use,
kills is a product.
yeah, it's a whole Kill store, Victoria Garden.
No, no, no.
Oh, man. You plugging.
Too much plugs.
I'ma need
Chill.
those.
They gotta drop the
Okay.
They
bag.
gotta drop a bag first.
Okay,
Check.
okay.
You
Well,
need to
let me
check.
just say, do your cleanser before you get in the shower. Then take your shower, wash your body. Then when you come out of the shower, do your moisturizer, do your toner, and then do your moisturizer. And then you don't have to worry about washing your face in the shower. You can
Do-
just water.
Do you do all of that? Do you?
I don't have a facial.
Okay.
This is more for women, I think.
routine.
Nah, there's dudes
There's
out
dudes-
here. There's
there's
dudes
dudes
that have
that should have
routines.
a-
Like
facial
dudes do,
routine.
like it depends on your skin. Like I don't really have bad skin,
Yeah.
so I never really. got
Actually,
into
you
that.
guys have really nice
You woke up
skin.
like this? You
I
woke
just
up
woke
like
up
Yeah,
like
this?
basically. My
You
only
woke up like
routine is
this.
that if I take a hot shower, I make sure that before I get out of the shower, I do cold, so I close my pores. That's my secret. If there's a secret,
Your beauty secret,
That's
your
it. That's
handsome
all I do.
privilege.
that's all
Gotta
I do.
keep
Or I
that
get out
handsome
the-
privilege
or I get
going.
out the shower, I do the helicopter.
Yeah.
Just-
I'm telling
Giggity,
you,
giggity.
the shea butter after you get out the shower.
That might turn into him watering
Shea
his plants.
butter.
Put the whole shea butter.
Yo.
Yo,
Josh is gonna be like, "Hey, Brittany, I got some new plants. They're flourishing."
that just went left so fast.
How did we get here?
Shea butter,
All from-
cocoa, pin up your
All from ass to
pillows.
face.
Hey, but I think that is super important though to have. I got blessed
But
to
you
where
gotta eat the light groceries.
chill.
Slightly uncomfortable right now.
I got blessed to where I wasn't in a situation to where I had a bunch of like I've never experienced acne and stuff like that. So my routine is to make sure I don't put a bunch of chemicals and stuff on my face.
Is that why your face is so handsome?
Is
Is that why you get handsome privilege? Can I just talk about? how-
when you say that, I get it. When you say, you light skin and all type of stuff, the most I've ever got was like, you got a nice smile. That's not a privilege.
No,
I've
no,
never
no, no.
gotten
You've
anything.
gotten something for being like.
What?
Okay, so I've been with Richard where like we were hanging out, we were in Vegas, and we were sitting down playing like like a game. I forgot, like three card
Three-card
poker,
poker.
and this gentleman next to us was like talking to Richard and stuff, and then, usually like I'm used because of I feel like saying you have pretty privilege is like so conceited, but because of like privileges that I've had in the past, I'm used to like things like this happening to me. But to my surprise, it happened to my husband. This guy gave Richard money and was like, here, you can have this money and you can play, and whatever you keep, it's all yours.
I came up that day too.
And he wasn't hitting on him.
He was like, hey, but I'm gonna need you to come.
He just
Nah, he had his wife with him. Like he was.
Yeah.
He looked at me like, but it wasn't even that. So this is the thing. That's why it's funny. I vibrate at a high frequency. So he looked at me as like I was his son. Cause he was like, I like how you're here,
Clean
you're
cut.
operating, he was just like, you're well put together. Like I like what you are as a person. And then his wife was like, he was talking to his wife, and she was like, oh yeah, it was an older black dude. So he just took me under his wing like that. It was like, hey nephew, or like, hey son.
Gave you money, honey.
I came up to I was good luck because I said when I sat down at the table, he started to win. So he was like, okay, this is cool. So it wasn't like a pretty privilege or a handsome privilege.
Richard got invited to a bottle service with these teachers in Vegas. These girls, they were like, come into our bottle service.
I don't recall.
Yeah,
Teachers.
they're teachers.
Gone wild in Vegas.
No, but you've had privileges.
I don't recall what you're talking about.
Okay,
So
but
let's dive into.
This is coming from
So that we can
Sweetie.
get the listeners on.
So Sweetie had a conversation, or was it an interview? I don't know what it was. What did she
Sweetie
say?
basically stated that pretty privilege has worked against her. There is a downside to pretty privilege.
And then, so elaborate a little bit on this whole pretty privilege thing. What is that?
Pretty privilege is when you get special treatment, special attention. You get things based off of people finding you attractive, finding you pretty. Like, I'll give you an example. Brittany and I have had this happen to us several times. We were like going to a club or an event, and there's like a very, very, very long line. We're not on any list, and we're walking by, and the bouncer's like, oh, you guys don't have to stand in that line. Come right in. That would be an example of pretty privilege.
So you guys think you're pretty?
I think Brittany is beautiful.
Do you like what? I tried to
As
do a
Frank
mean girl.
goes.
I tried to do a mean girls thing to live into their world. I messed it up. I don't know how it goes.
Well, Richard knows I don't believe anybody is ugly. I believe that we are all
tried.
beautiful.
But
I
okay.
believe that I'm pretty.
And then so
Some people's challenged.
It's
I
subjective.
think that some people are cosmetically challenged.
Some people.
I think it's subjective.
Nah.
It is subjective.
Nah.
but-
Some people.
Subjective.
There's a universal cosmetically challenged person out
I
there.
mean, what is
No.
what is a beauty standard though?
That's the thing. There's
Like,
someone
what
for
are we
everybody.
comparing it to?
well, so
Who's the
what's-
standard?
And God
Who are we
doesn't make
comparing it to?
mistakes.
If you
okay?
ask,
guy's point
if
of
you
view,
ask
who's
Kevin,
the standard?
if you ask Kevin Samuels, he could break this down for you in very simple terms.
I don't want to hear nothing
He
that
has a
man
scale.
here
What?
to say.
He has a
Just kidding.
scale.
I'm
He
just
has a
kidding.
scale.
He's a wise man.
He break the. I mean, he's a.
It's interesting.
Hey, I heard that was Brittany that said that he's a wise man. So
Don't counsel me. I'm being sarcastic.
I've never even heard of this guy.
really, Kevin Samuels be
pretty
out
sure you've
here
seen some of
in
his
his bag.
videos.
Yeah, you seen it. I've talked about him to you before. But so, what did Tweety say was the negative side of pretty privilege?
So, the downside of pretty privilege is that people take advantage of you. Girls, other women
How do people
treat
take
you.
it? Oh, go ahead. Finish.
Other women may treat you mean. I'll give you examples of the downside of pretty privilege. Other people make assumptions about you that aren't necessarily true. They assume because you're pretty, you're the pretty girl, you might be an airhead, or you're not smart, or you have a bad attitude, or you're stuck up, or you're bougie.
It's not a stereotype if it's true.
I'm sorry. I just think that, how people perceive you from like how you look is a thing. So there's this thing called
Move the glass over to that side. It's all about the chords.
Lo siento. Sorry. Okay, so there's this thing called lookism, which is actually a thing.
That's a real thing. You just created that.
Lookism.
So you like Erica? You just create words.
Lookism, look it up. So with lookism, when you actually, and I used to be a recruiter, I used to recruit and hire people for jobs. So how you look on the outskirt does sort of play a role and can play in a role in the type of jobs that you get.
I just Google lookism and it's a real.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So
That's crazy.
people really do judge you off the way you look.
That's a fact.
Because from society standards, we have these like beauty standards. We have this like acceptable look. Then there's assimilation. People have to assimilate into the culture and have to look a certain way to be accepted. And beauty's subjective, so what one person thinks is beautiful isn't what another person thinks is beautiful. But we've created this society, and we're going to talk about, everybody looking the same, like getting the same makeup done or the same type of like body shapes, like where it's like, I don't want to look, it's a lot of stuff. So I'm just saying that it's subjective, and it's definitely something that may affect people when they're trying to, get jobs or do different things in life. So I do think that your looks play a role, but I don't see the downfall.
I was gonna say, so what's how can that
of
be a
looking
bad
good? The
thing?
only downfall I would say is looking good is maybe somebody
Too many dudes
judging.
always hitting on you and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's
just
a
like
downside because I mean,
Yes,
Sweetie
it
said
is.
there's a
I mean,
downside.
It is.
like,
It is.
when
Because
you
if you're not
constantly-
interested, they call you the B
Because
word.
you got,
If it's
it's
too
like,
much.
hey, red skirt. Well, fuck you, damn bitch. You're like,
Yeah.
damn,
you ain't that cute. You ain't
Yeah.
that
well, you
cute.
ain't even cute like
That
that.
is the downside to
But
That's
there's
wild.
also
I was never that guy, so that's
no,
that's
there's
a real
niggas
thing.
out there.
Yeah, you right.
That's why I'm
They
nice
exist.
to every guy that is.
you better stop.
No, I don't want to be. No,
That's always gonna
guys
put the
are
burner on you.
Nah,
I'm just saying there's a lot too, but there's also that in when you're in corporate America or something like that, people could look at you a certain way and assume like, oh, okay, like she got here for this reason, like because but that's all subjective and that's how people's perception. It doesn't really matter as long as you're whole in yourself. You know who you are. You're confident. And you like, look, I may be pretty to you, I may not be pretty to you, but I know who I am. So
I just want to have a real moment here.
tears with the teeth.
Okay.
Before, hold on, real fast. Lookism is apparently a word. It's an equal opportunity prejudice in which attractiveness receives a premium and unattractiveness receives a penalty, which is interesting to me. But apparently Brittany had a real word. I looked it up because I thought it was a fake word.
I know some things. I know.
But
Got you.
I found this little excerpt that I want to read really quick. The disadvantages of being pretty are many, including unwanted bias and sexual harassment, especially at the workplace, self-esteem and self-worth issues, especially as beauty fades, and ultimately for some, a direct hit to our emotional states in our friendships or relationships.
Definitely the sexual harassment piece. Like, I feel like that does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it happens to a lot of people, but
And then it's like, as a woman in today's times, like things are just so. It's like I really think social media has a lot to do with it too. It's like the focus is on beauty so much. The focus is on beauty. Like there's a big focus on that. I'm so glad that there are people stepping out and like changing the focus to like energy and just like who you are, beauty on the inside, because that's to me where true beauty is.
I would 100% agree with you with that. And that's kind of to Josh's point when he brought that up, because it was like, as women, and I mean, we all deal with it, we're very sensitive. And like, when we don't feel pretty, like that is a thing. I mean, it is. Mm-hmm. However, when you start to do that inner work, you start to really go within. And you realize that it doesn't matter what so much the exterior world reflects to you. It's more so how you are reflecting out to the world and how you feel about yourself
That
really
cool
starts
talk.
within. Yeah, you got to go within, and it's work, because society has trained us to be this way. We all struggle with it, and it's work to constantly remind yourself, like, hey, you know what that person does not affect how I see myself.
Exactly.
If somebody insults me or somebody insults my intelligence, like, oh, okay, you're not intelligent because you are just assuming things about me that don't matter, because I know who I am.
That's facts.
I think that this also all goes, this whole topic is just like this trendy thing in 2021 where it's like everything has to be a thing. You have to, like, I was on TikTok and I saw there's
That is one of my problems
pretty
with this world right
privilege,
now.
there's ugly privilege, there's sexy privilege, there's hot privilege. I was like, I didn't know there were so many privileges out there.
The only thing that I
Like-
know about is, shout out to my guy Charlemagne, is Black Privilege. Great book if you haven't read it already.
Man, I'm so glad you brought that up right now because I was like, bruh,
You know what I'm saying?
it's
Like,
just a
that's about it.
distraction from yeah.
The
go.
bigger picture.
Yeah, there's just everything has
That's
to
all
be
that
a
is.
thing.
They just distracting us.
And I think that
You know what the downside
I don't see.
is?
I don't.
It's
I,
not-
I have never experienced a bad situation because I hate saying this, but I mean confidence, conceited, whatever you want to call it. But because I look better than the next person, I've never experienced a downside to that personally. So it's just odd.
It
to
might
hear.
not happen to you, but there's probably somebody.
Oh,
out
you've
there.
had some downside to the pretty
Oh,
privilege?
no, not me. I'm the flyest nigga you ever seen in your life. But but in that aspect is you. The downside is like you get like kind of back to what y'all was saying. Like some people just will hate on you for no reason just because you look or
But it's
dress.
But
Like,
if
know
you
what I'm
really,
saying? Like,
but if you really does that?
it doesn't bother me.
Man, it bounces off
But
the
there's
like,
such
right.
thing as girls' world.
You
but
gotta
say-
reach a certain state.
But some
Maybe
people
that's what it is.
But some people like say like if they getting hated on because they dress fresh or they look good, whatever the case may be. So say somebody that is the hater is in a position to help you get to the next level that you're trying to get to, and they just block you. It's like, nigga, hell no, nigga, fuck you, you ugly fucking light skinned pretty ass nigga.
Trying to tear you down. Like, let me take you down a notch. You feeling
That's-
yourself too
yeah,
much.
I
Nigga,
guess-
fuck your ways, cuz. Like,
Your waves ain't popping. I ain't even
They
dizzy
only
right
baby
now.
dips.
I'm not even that dizzy. I'm not that dizzy.
nigga, you using Dax, nigga, you cheating.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I actually experienced like situations where, like one time I worked a job and I was like the new girl on the job, and then they took me to lunch to like the company had me go to lunch with all the coworkers to meet my team, and like nobody was talking to me. Like I was trying to make conversations and I was getting like the cold shoulder.
And you think that's because you're pretty?
No. Well, I personally thought there was something wrong with me. Like, I was trying to figure out, like, what did I do? Like, I knew I don't know these people. I was, like, so friendly. Like, but someone told me later on, like, oh, they're just, like, kind of, like, like hating. Like, they're kind of jealous. And
Wait.
I was like, really?
Was there any other black people there?
There was one other. No. Actually, there was a
Sound
couple.
like an earthquake.
It was, like, 50-50.
Okay.
But one girl, I was
But she was
friends
the
with
prettiest
her.
black girl.
I think we were all pretty.
But if you guys, if you
Oh,
lined
that's
everybody up and it said, so this person's a 10, and then you rated everybody, you'll be the 10.
I would say I was like the most fit of the group. Everybody else was like heavier set.
So you also have in shape privilege.
I don't even.
That's the thing. That's the thing. She got body.
Privilege.
She got body privilege.
No, I don't even know.
What was the outcome?
The outcome was my boss ended up telling me that my coworkers didn't really like me. And then years later, like it took like a couple years. Oh, I just kind of like stuck to myself, and because I'm like, I don't have to work.
He was like, I'm pretty. Forget these girls.
No, I was just kind of like, whatever. They don't like me. Like,
I'm instigating y'all. Leave
She
me.
said, I
Don't
know
mind me.
I am who I am.
I'm okay with being a loner in situations. Like I'm 100% okay with it. Like I'm okay. So I was alone, and then eventually, I think when you're a nice person, people they can't help but like be drawn to you when you're nice. So after like a while, months, some people it took a few years. People were like, "Wow, you're really nice."
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying from that standpoint with the whole, I guess your coworkers finally coming on board, but that goes back to where it's like, it's not a negative to be pretty because they just ultimately ended up vibing with your energy when you stay true to who you were and now that you're friends. So it's like,
Stay down.
yeah, so it's like you stay 10 tones down.
10
you good.
toes. 10 toes.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to say that this was, in my opinion, a great episode. It was a lot deeper, ironically, than I thought it would be.
Very entertaining.
We took some
Watering
dives, you know what I'm
plants
saying?
and all types of shit.
To
In real
rain-
life, have a garden though.
She do. Wait, that was
said, so with that being said, I am that guy. With that being said, I am.
Crazy. The timing.
Like, am I missing
I
something?
don't know if I can't speak to if she has a garden. I can't speak to.
Whoa.
I can't. The alcohol.
But
Blame it on the goose.
feeling loose.
Josh is always blaming it on the drink.
I thought about it like, yo, that didn't.
Hey, I'm gonna clip that.
Like,
I'm gonna
we
clip
need
that, and
to-
it's gonna sound real wild. Watch what we
I
clip
told you I
that
have
one.
a wild mouth. What?
Wild tongues.
Wild tongues. Wild tongue.
We need video, because if you see,
Wait, video?
She was like,
yo, all right,
how
we
did
done.
get here?
We done.
How did we get here?
We done. We're gonna stop. We're gonna do the live. I just want to say thank you to our guest. You're our second guest. Much appreciated for joining us. I think the conversations went well. And I want to say shout out to Britt Conspires,
Inspired.
who brought another take. She tried to get us canceled. She tried to make this podcast the Alex Jones 2.0. But we managed to keep it on deck. Keep it in chat.
I'm just speaking my truth.
But in all honesty, thank you to Britt Inspires for joining us today.
Welcome-
I'm sure she'll be
welcome to
a
history.
repeat guest, I'm sure, because you and Erica are such close friends.
And I'm a vibe.
And your vibe.
Vibe.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
mean,
vibe.
I'm a
you know
vibe
what?
king.
The funny part is we could probably bring you on as a different person, and you could just use one of your other voices that you use for this episode, and we can
Oh.
act like we got a bunch of guests.
I can switch out the personality.
See?
I can switch it up.
Switch it up. Switch it
You know what
up.
I'm saying? We can keep it going. But tell everybody where they can follow you, and make sure you shout out the business life.
Yeah, so you can follow me at Brit Inspires, and that's with 2 T's. Also, if you are interested in some coffee, you can follow me at Inspiration Cups. That is it, at Inspiration Cups, plural.
Can you spell that for everybody?
Some
gonna
people
make
can.
me
Put it on the
Some
spot.
people can.
I learned last episode that people can do that.
I could do it.
She looking it up.
I'm
No,
just-
never
I'm
mind. You
not
didn't do
looking
it.
it up.
It's at Inspiration Cup spelled as is. Baby girl. Look, watch this. My queen. Tell me. Tell them where they can follow you at.
You don't need no other body.
Ooh,
Maybe we do
Brittany.
need to go to the concert. I've been thinking about that. I heard a
Really?
song the other day.
Wizkid?
Yeah, I heard a song the other day, and I was like, all right, maybe
I
we'll
told
think
you
about it
Wizkid
I'm
is a
trying to do
whole
everything
vibe.
before they force these things on us, the boom boom on us.
before you got to get the
I'm
boom
trying
boom
to go
shot.
everywhere, do everything before I get the boom boom.
I'm not gonna do it. Go ahead, babe.
You can follow me at glam.lux.fitness on Instagram, and we are dropping some new fire pieces for the fall. So be on the lookout and go to glamluxfitness.com
Fire emoji, fire emoji.
and diamond emoji.
I'm like making sound effects to that. Like,
Diamond emoji, bling bling. And then follow my main page at Erica, ERICAMS Carter, CARTER.
And the creative one.
So follow me at Simmons_the creative. Wait, Simmons_the_creative. It's always an issue at the end of the shows when we gotta give our handles.
ABC.
So yeah, SXMMNZ_THE_CREATIVE. I had to think for a second. If you need video or photography done, I'm the man to talk to. Follow. You can also go shop at my online store, www.simmonscorner.com.
Entrepro Negro.
Entrepreneur Negro in every. If you need beats, I got you.
If you need a verse, he got you.
You need a hooks.
You ghostwrite? You ghostwrite too?
I do everything.
he just
I'm-
minding his black-owned business.
You know what I'm saying? So like, tap in with your boy if you need that.
I love it. And then I am him. Like I said before, that guy Rich IV. Follow up if you want to be inspired. It actually goes back to I'm gonna end y'all with 2 Nipsey Hussle quotes. Actually, no, I can't do that because I deleted the other one. Dang. Oh well. So I like to end you guys with a quote, just to keep you a little bit inspired and spark your imagination a little bit. But in honor of my guy Nipsey Hussle, I'm gonna end y'all with this one. And hopefully it just keeps it gives you enough energy and focus to stay on track in life. but it's sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward. R.I.P. Nip.
R.I.P. to a king.
Nip Hussle.
So in conclusion, I guess, he says she thinks.
He says she thinks.
He said she thinks.
Love it.
Hey.